Good evening. I'm Paul Johnson.
And I'm Susan Cook.
Tonight debuts our first show called Catching Up with HPS, a program on what is happening in the Hastings Public Schools.
With the advent of the Cable Public Access Channel 29, it gives us an opportunity to show you, our parents and supporters, what goes on during the day in the Hastings Public Schools.
That's right, Susan, such as the Longfellow Elementary School kicking off the Red Ribbon Week campaign. Now let's go to some footage on that story.
The 1989 Red Ribbon Campaign Week, which promotes drug awareness and a drug-free lifestyle, began in Hastings area schools on Friday, October 20th. The third annual kickoff of the local campaign started at Longfellow Elementary School at 9:30 a.m. Friday, October 20th. Mr. Steve Pummel started the ceremony with the history of Red Ribbon Week. During the week, youths and adults wear red ribbons, symbols for a call to reduce illegal drug use. The red ribbons became popular after the death of Enrique Camarena, a federal agent who was murdered by drug traffickers in 1985. Dr. Merman told the students about the School and Community Drug-Free Act, a committee that meets regularly to discuss ways to stop drug use in Hastings. Dr. Merman practiced Say No to Drugs with the students.
Ideas of how we can do a better job, or how we're trying to get people to do is say no to drugs. So we're going to practice this morning. If somebody asks you to use drugs or alcohol, what are you going to say? No! Oh, they'll never hear you. If you're going to be asked, if somebody says, hey, you want to use some drugs and alcohol? No! That's getting better. One more time. No! Louder. No! I can tell you, if we could get all of you to say that, we'd have a much better community. So one more time, if you're going to use, are you going to use drugs?
Students were asked to develop a public service announcement for Magic 101, trying to get the community involved in Red Ribbon Week. The winners were Amanda Young and Angela Clancy. The STOP team ambassadors of Longfellow recently went to Lincoln for the state community school team drug training. The STOP team ambassadors performed this skit for Red Ribbon Week.
Listen, boys and girls, to our rap, 'cause we came to let you know just where it's at. Not in drinking and not in drugs, or hanging around with the thugs. The thing to do is just say no, 'cause walking away is the way to go. Yeah, walking away is the way to go. Now D is for don't, 'cause you could die. R for remember, it's not a lie. U is the ugly consequence when you get caught with the evidence. So stay away, take a stand, 'cause drugs and trouble go hand in hand. Yeah, drugs and trouble go hand in hand. Longfellow's neat and Longfellow's cool. This school didn't raise no fools. We want the whole world to come and see us stay in shape and be drug free.
Mayor Phyllis Laneson read the same proclamation that Governor Kay Orr read from the steps of the Capitol an hour later. Mayor Laneson started off Red Ribbon Week by cutting the red ribbon in front of the school. The Hastings Senior High Drumline provided the entertainment for the kickoff.
We are glad to have the footage of the kickoff campaign, and we would like to thank Miss Van Boney for all the camera work she did that day. The junior and senior high are also actively involved in the drug-free program, as well as all the elementary schools.
This weekend was the start of the Tigerland basketball with both boys and girls playing. The girls started their season off on Thursday, playing host to Lincoln Northeast. Let's go to the interview with head coach Jim Hannon.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hastings Lady Tiger Basketball. Tonight we will start our first edition of the show with a look at the Hastings Lady Tigers and the Lincoln Northeast Rockets in their first matchup of the season, with the Lincoln Rockets coming out ahead of the Hastings Tigers 54-53 in an overtime victory for the Rockets. And tonight I have Coach Jim Hannon with me. He's the head coach for the Lady Tigers. And what are your thoughts on the game, Coach?
Well, it was a heartbreaking loss for us. We had a couple times we had a 9-point lead in the third quarter, and we let it slip away. We had a 4-point lead with about 30 seconds to go, about a minute to go, and a 3-point lead with about 30 seconds to go. And we had a lead in overtime also that we let slip away. And so it was a heartbreaking loss for us. I thought the kids took it hard. They played well. But we have to string 4 quarters of basketball together instead of just parts of the game like we did. So, yeah, we're looking forward to some good things. Northeast is a much improved basketball team than they had last year. They have a new coach, and they've done some good things. Their press bothered us a little bit, and so if we can get things ironed out, we'll be all right. We play Northeast again later on, I believe, at the end of January. So I believe they're a team that we can beat, and we just need to improve and get better every week, and we'll be all right.
All right. How are the seniors on this year's team? Are they showing a lot of leadership?
Well, we have 3 of them. We have Anna Behrens and Tammy Schneider and Sarah Ruge. Anna played some during the game. She played pretty well at times, and other times I don't believe she just quite had the confidence that she had last season, but she did some good things for us. She's a smart basketball player, so we're looking for bigger and better things from Anna. Anna needs to score a little bit more, and she needs to take her shot. She's a good shooter from 10 to 15 feet out, so we need to get her more involved in it. Tammy Schneider, I thought, probably played the best game for us. She had 12 points. I believe she had 13 rebounds, something like that. So Tammy's not very tall, but she went in and mixed it up, and she's a good, quick leaper. So Tammy played well for us, and she's going to have to continue as we develop, want to get our seniors developed for leadership and just getting them pointed in the right direction for the rest of the season. Sarah Ruge come in and play a little bit. She's a role-type player for us, and she's about 5'9" or so. So she comes in and works hard, and she's a super kid, and she did get a few key rebounds for us and did a pretty good job for us for the first game. And so them are our 3 seniors, and we need their leadership the whole season long.
All right, now I know you have some juniors out on the team and even some sophomores. How are they all coming along on the varsity level?
Well, of course, Kim Sheets is a returning starter, and Kim's an excellent offensive player, and we need to get her to play the whole game. We need to get her to play some tough defense, and she's a kid that's going to have to understand that we don't have a lot of height, so she has to go down a lot on defense and rebound for us, and that's kind of where we got hurt the other night was offensive, defensive rebounding. So but she's an excellent shooter. She's an excellent scorer, but we need to get her involved in the whole game a little bit. So she's a returning starter for us, and Jenny Hughes played and started a lot for us last year. And Jenny's kind of our only tall kid, and she's a big, aggressive kid, and she does some things well for us too. We need to get her evened out a little bit. The other night she had some foul problems, and that could be a thing that hounds her all year long is fouls. So we need to get her playing a complete basketball game. Also, coming in off the bench, we have Kathy Erickson, and she's again about a 6-foot girl. So Jenny and Kathy are really our only 2 big kids, tall kids. So, and Kathy's got to get a little more offensive minded, and she'll be a decent basketball player for us, and we need that right now in the middle. Of course, Carrie Morgan, she didn't play much last year. She had an injured foot, so she's our point guard this year. And I think when she gets a little bit more confidence and understands what we want from her and understands what we want from the team, I think Carrie will be a good leader for us. So them are our juniors that are playing right now. We have Kelly Thomas come out this year. She adds a pretty good punch to our JV unit. Chandra Dreer, she plays some, works hard in practice, so she's another one of them juniors that can contribute on that JV level. Suzanne Rook's another one that works real hard for us on the JV team. Ladina Cook's back from last year, and she can really score. Ladina can score, and so she can play a lot of JV basketball for us. We have a couple sophomores that are helping us. Shauna Tout plays a little JV, quite a bit of varsity. She needs a little confidence. She's going to be a good basketball player here at Hastings High. And Sandy Mullanick plays real well for us as a sophomore. She's a what we call just a scorer. She can score inside and outside. She's not a very big player, but I think she understands the game. So she's going to be a future ball player for us down the road. So that's pretty much, if I didn't leave anybody out, that's pretty much our varsity and JV basketball program here at Hastings.
Sounds like a good team, and so right now I'd like to show the highlights of the film, and we'll get some comments from you, Coach, on the highlights, and we'll look at the Lady Tigers and their first game against the Lincoln Northeast Lady Rockets, and a loss in one period of overtime with the 54 Lincoln Northeast and 53 Hastings.
As you can see, before the game here, a few minutes before the game, I thought our kids were well prepared mentally, and we had them prepared, I thought, for the game, some of the things that we thought Northeast was going to do, although they did have a new coaching staff in there, so really we weren't too sure what was going to happen. I kind of figured they'd play us man-to-man, so we worked hard on that, and I kind of figured they would press, and sure enough, they did press, and that did cause us some problems. But we did do a lot of good things. We did a lot of things well, but then we also had some breakdowns. I don't know if they were mental breakdowns, so we just couldn't seem to score for times during the game. But here you can see that we did have a pretty nice crowd for the opening game. I don't know how many we had there. It seemed like toward the end of the game, that, or at halftime anyway, that the place was pretty full. Here we're getting ready to go. I don't know where this tradition started, but I thought our kids again seemed like they were well mentally prepared, and they come out ready to play basketball. Here we're about ready to jump it up with Jenny Hughes. Jenny Hughes played well. Jenny played well in the first half, I should say. She kind of got herself into foul trouble, and like I said earlier, I think Jenny's always going to battle that all year, so that's something we're always going to have to work on. Here we get the jump ball to Tammy Schneider, and again, like I said, I thought Tammy played a good game. We really went left-handed here early part of the game, and we had some good success going left. Kim Sheets and Carrie Morgan, and Kim was passing it nice inside, so we kind of went left-handed here in the first quarter or so until Northeast made some adjustments, and we were successful with it. Here we see a nice pass into Jenny Hughes, and Jenny Hughes uses that nice turnaround jump shot there that she's getting better and better at, but we need to have her do that quite a bit more for the season and quite a bit more during the game. Here Anna Behrens comes in and hits one, and I think that's one of the few shots that Anna hit during the game, but Anna's a good shooter, and we need to have her do that more. Here Carrie Morgan takes off on a steal and a super nice play, good body control there, and it got fouled and laid it up and it went in. I don't know, we didn't shoot very good free throws the other night, so I don't know if Carrie completed that three-point play. I guess she didn't, so we got to do a better job of shooting free throws. Here Kim Sheets doing what she does best for us, putting in that 15, 16-foot jump shot off that left wing. So you can see here early on, we're really going to the left side and hammering the left side of the floor. Again, Kim with the nice move and drives the baseline and throws it in. So early in the first quarter, second quarter, Kim Sheets was really carrying us on the offensive end of the floor. There again, Kim dumps it in, and I wished we could do that. I wished we could do that 20 times a game, dump it in there to Jenny Hughes or Tammy Schneider, our low post player. Here we had some little problems. I think they adjusted well, knew that we were going over there, that side of the floor quite a bit. Once again, there goes Jenny with the nice pass inside. Here we have Anna Behrens again. Carrie Morgan got in foul trouble, 3 quick fouls, so Anna did have to come into game and play point for us. And also we had Sandy Mullanick in there playing quite a bit. Sandy could only play the 1 quarter because she'd already played the 4 quarter JV. Sandy's going to be a good player for us. She needs some experience, but she's a good scorer for us. Here we got the cheerleaders for us. We had, like I said, a lot of people there. I thought everybody, the band was good. We had the Tigerettes at halftime. We got the cheerleaders. So it was a fun night, a lot of people there. It was a fun night for Lady Tiger basketball, but As we'll see later, we come up a little bit short. So here is Shauna. I believe this must be the start of the second quarter. Shauna Tout comes in and plays a little bit nervous, but there she was able to get the ball to Kim, and Kim puts on another nice move. So Kim really was really our scoring machine there for a little bit, and here she takes off again with the nice left-handed shot off the glass. Kim does that well. It's surprising. She's a right-handed player, but she's mastered that left-hand move, that baseline and left-hand layup move. Here's Shauna. We're running some motion offense, and Shauna and Tammy there were coming around there pretty well. We get it in there to Tammy, and Tammy makes a nice move. She misses a shot, but we do score on it. Here we go. I think this surprised us a little bit. We're pressing them here. I think we caught them off guard just a little bit there, and we were able to really get on it and score. I don't know who scored that one. I missed that. I think Shauna might have scored on that one. And so for a sophomore player like Shauna, getting that first bucket is a big relief for us. It kind of settles her down a little bit. There's another good power move inside, and I think their kid, the kid playing on that side, was getting a little bit of foul trouble. So that caused some problems for him there. They made some adjustments halftime, getting in front of Jenny and Tammy on the other side, and it was just hard to get the ball in there. So at halftime, I believe we had a 2-point lead is all, and we were up by as many as 8, I believe, in the first half there. And I think with that lead, we need to understand that if we get up 6-8, then we need to get a few more baskets and get it to 10, 12, 15 points, and a lot of times teams will that'll be the margin, and then we could go on and win the game. But that didn't happen. They were able to come back and keep it tight, and as you can see in the third and fourth quarter, that we let them in the game, or at least stay in the game, and they had a shot to win it, and eventually they did win it. Here we have the Tigerettes. Boy, we have a lot of Tigerettes. We have a lot of girls out for activities here. We got quite a few girls out for basketball, quite a few Tigerettes and cheerleaders, and then of course our band is tremendous. That band in there, just the noise in there in the gym with our band is just it's just astonishing of what an excellent job that band does for us. As far as some stats for the game, we shot 50 times and we made 20 of them, so we were 40%. And girls basketball, 40% should win you a lot of games. However, they shot 57 shots and made 22, so they were about 39%. So they shot the ball well too. Here we're starting the third quarter, and we come out and they get the first bucket, but then we get one, and then we have a nice pass here, I believe, to go ahead here by about 4 points, and Tammy Schneider did a nice job on a band with a nice pass inside. So we're here, we're getting back in the game here, not really getting back into the game, but we're looking to widen the margin, the lead a little bit, and it just didn't happen. Northeast was lucky enough to hit a couple big shots, some that were questionable or kind of lucky shots, so they were able to get back in the game. Here we had a turnover, and Tammy Schneider, using her quickness and being alert, and grabs the ball and throws her in. Here we go with a bad pass inside, and like I said, they adjusted well, and it made it tough to get the ball inside, but then gets batted around, and Carrie Morgan penetrates the lane. That's one thing that we have this year that we didn't have last year was we had Carrie and Shauna, and them two kids are able to penetrate the lane, and that opens up a lot. So here they hit, I believe there's Tammy Schneider, but before this, they went on a 10-0 spurt on us, and they were able to take the lead 37-36 with that 3-point shot that they had there, and so it was a big drought for the Tigers. We do come back and we score a couple. Carrie Morgan hits a big one, so things are pretty tight, and then we were able to come back and build it up to a 4-point lead there with Carrie, and here they're coming back with the press on us again, which it created some problems for us. Here's a nice pass inside. I believe that was Sheets, or maybe it was Schneider in there. So we were able to get the ball penetrated inside, and that makes it a lot easier to play basketball. Here we get a shot off an offensive rebound, a good-looking shot. I believe she got fouled on that one. We probably shot free throws there. That was one of the things, one of our downfalls. We shot 33 free throws and we only made 13, and I believe we missed 7 front ends of the 1-and-1s, which means we don't even get the second free throw. So we need to that's of course is an area we really need to improve on. They shot 43%, which isn't a whole lot better, but playing at home, we should be able to shoot better free throws than that. Then the game gets tight, and Northeast goes ahead of us here, and we're just showing right there with 8 seconds to go. Well, with really 10 seconds to go, Carrie Morgan was fouled, and we were down 1 at the time, and Carrie gets one of the first end of the 1-on-1 to go down, and took a lot of, it was a big pressure shot for her. She missed the second one, and so Northeast gets the ball and comes down, and weren't able to get a shot off. So at the end of regulation, it's tied up at 49. Here we're starting the overtime period, and Jenny Hughes is already fouled out there at the end of the third quarter, so we're playing without what you'd call a big person inside. Tammy Schneider played well. She really went up after rebound there and got one to go for us. We had some problems. I think we had a 4-point lead here. And of course, you can see that was our last shot by Kim Sheets. She had the ball with 3 seconds. Well, I guess we wished Kim Sheets made the last shot, but she took the last shot with 3 seconds to go, and it was a good shot, and it was one that would have won the game for us as we lost by 1. But them things are going to happen. We probably shouldn't have allowed ourselves to be down in the first place, but that's basketball. Lincoln Northeast was trying to win it too, and both teams are really going after it hard. I think Carrie Morgan fouling out of the overtime, and of course Jenny Hughes, like I said, fouling out in the fourth quarter really made it difficult for us as we need to develop our bench as the season goes along. Kathy Erickson come in and had a couple rebounds, but we need to get her a little more involved, like I said earlier, in the show on the offensive end. And of course, Shauna Tout's a sophomore that we just need to get better and better. So our bench isn't where we want it exactly right now at this point in the season, but I think it is one that'll come along. So that's the end of the game. Of course, losing in overtime by 1 point. We come back Saturday night and we lost to North Platte by about 26, 27 points or so. So the Tigers this season are opening the season at 0-2. We play Lincoln Southeast this Friday. Lincoln Southeast may be one of the better teams, if not the best team in the state. I had the privilege to go up and watch them Saturday afternoon, and they beat Grand Island 50-25 or so. But actually, it was worse than that. As score at halftime, I believe, was 36-4. So Grand Island had obviously a tough time of scoring. Southeast is a well-balanced team, and they play a lot of kids. So Southeast is coming in here Friday, just loaded. They have a tremendous amount of talent. They're big, they're tall. They shoot the ball extremely well. Of course, they're tall, so they rebound the ball and get it out in the break. So our work's cut out for us. We have 4 practices to get better, and we're going to need to get a lot better for Southeast before Friday. So that pretty much sums up this game. And of course, we lost to North Platte, so we're real glad that we're going to do this show for us. I don't know if we're going to do it every week or not, but we're excited to have the privilege to come on the air like this and show some of the highlights, show some Tiger basketball, and get the interest going around for us. So we'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you down the road a little bit better. Hopefully we'll see you out the Tiger Den Friday night. Thanks a lot.
Susan, I think we should make one correction. During the halftime show, Coach Jim Hannon stated that the Tigerettes were performing in the halftime show when it was not. It was the Hastings High School Flag Corps. But I know all the Tiger fans will recognize that and that they will come out and see the Tigerettes perform later on during the season.
Good teams and bad teams. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you the voice of the Tigers and his wife, Kathy, Mr. Ed O'Donnell. Thank you for your time. National anthem.
the control booth, we have Sandy Peterson and Coach Joe Sajovic rehashing last Saturday night's game.
We have Coach Joe Sajovic in the studio tonight. Good evening, Coach.
Good evening, Sandy. Got 12 kids on the team right now, 5 seniors, 4 juniors, and 3 sophomores. And for the first time, these kids have really exhibited a great work ethic, probably the hardest working team I've been associated with throughout my 15-year coaching career. The 5 senior co-captains, actually, we had the team vote on them last week of practice before our first game. The vote was so close we had to give it to all of them. Ryan Cure is a 6'8" senior who's a 2-year letterman who played quite a bit for us last year, and when he decides to be, can be a dominating person at the post position. Along with Ryan Cure, we have Ryan Daniels, who started for us the last 2 games. He's a 6'4" post man. He probably works as hard as anybody we have out on the floor as far as defense and offensive rebounding is concerned. Aaron Lamsky, a 5'10" guard, is starting to show some promise. He's picking up some confidence the last 2 ball games, and against North Platte did an excellent job shooting from the field. Jay Karloff is a 1-year letterman, returning starter. At 6 foot as a senior, was assigned the best offensive player on most squads last year and does an excellent job defensively, and his shooting started to come around against North Platte also. Rounding out the senior core, Chris Olson, a 6'2" senior guard, currently holds the school record for 3-point shooting with 42%. Right now is doing an excellent job defensively and offensively, and we look for big things out of him. Along with the senior class, we have some great supporting underclassmen. Bill Herms, a 6'5" postman. Tom Slanda, a 6'6" postman. Gives us 4 people that we can rotate in at the inside and do some damage in there. Along with those 2 big kids, Ryan Hughes and Justin McCoy are 2 5'10", 5'11" juniors that play the guard position. Justin right now is playing 6th man. He's our first man off the bench. Ryan is now playing JV ball in a short spurt here and there in the varsity game. We look for big things out of Ryan also. Adam Belau, a 6'1" sophomore guard, came off the bench against North Platte for all 4 quarters and did a great job, and we expect him to keep improving. Along with Adam at the sophomore level, Doug Brant's a 6'8" sophomore postman who's right now playing JV ball. We're expecting big things out of him, as well as Josh Patterson, a 5'9" guard. So for the first time in a long time, I really feel that we have 9 quality ball players that we can put in at any time during the game, along with the 3 kids that are currently playing a little bit of JV ball to pick up some game experience. With 12 kids as close as they are in ability, it's real hard to give them all the playing time they deserve at the varsity level, and consequently we've had a couple of kids, in fact 5 of them, playing a little bit of JV ball to make up for that.
Sounds great, Coach. While you're here, why don't you take out a few minutes and narrate this game for us?
Be happy to, Sandy. Last night's win evened our record at 1-1. The previous night we got shelled by Lincoln Northeast 87-57, but there were some aspects of that game that, even though the score was a blowout, we didn't do that bad a job with. We had a terrible third quarter where we gave up 30 points and only scored 10 as a result of 7 or 8 turnovers, some really dumb defensive play at the post position. But Northeast had a game under their belt, beating Papillion the night before, and those were pretty much first game mistakes, and we got a lot of those things ironed out Saturday night against North Platte. Tom Slanda makes a heck of a fake right there and takes her in for the hoop. First half situation with North Platte, we did an excellent job defensively. We only gave up 17 first half points, 6 of which came from the line. Anytime you can hold a team to 11 points from the field, you've done a heck of a job defensively. Aaron Lamsky puts in the shot from the baseline. Aaron's really starting to come around with his confidence level, with his outside shooting. as is Jay Karloff, and we're going to need those kids to have some point production outside for us. We have a really tall team this year with Cure and Slanda and Herms and Brandt, but you can't utilize those inside people if the world's packing in on you. North Platte tried to counter our height with a little bit of zone and came out of it real quick. Jay hit 2 3-pointers, and Aaron hit a nice jump shot there in the corner just a couple of seconds ago and got him right out of it. In the first half, we would have put the ball game away just a little bit earlier if we could have done a little better job hanging on to the ball. We did a good job defensively, but we also turned the ball over about 13 times, which really hurt the effectiveness of what we were trying to accomplish. At halftime, we told the kids we needed to jack up the defensive pressure just a little bit more and then take care of the ball offensively, and we should be okay. They did an excellent job with ball movement in this game, as in the Northeast game. Aaron gets a nice pass from Adam Belau, just rushes his shot a little bit, but turns around on the out-of-bounds play and sticks it in from the corner. He misses the easy one, but turns around and hits the 18-footer. Adam Belau with a nice steal, got the foul, put in 2 shots. At that end of the floor, we had about 4 turnovers that North Platte committed, 2 on steals and 2 on 5-second calls that really turned the tide in the ball game. Adam makes a sweet pass to Justin McCoy for the layup. Our kids are really unselfish passing the ball around this year. All 9 kids don't really care who scores. It's just a matter of getting the ball in the hole and coming out with the W. Justin McCoy on a good steal a couple of seconds ago, and he makes a little bit of a mental error there. Instead of passing the ball to Aaron Lamsky, then to Tom Slanta, he tries to feed him from the top, and it kind of blows up in our face, and North Platte gets an easy hoop. North Platte tried to counter our man-to-man pressure by isolating a guard out on top and did a pretty effective job of it. We had a situation where our defensive man at the top would get beat on a drive, and then they would dish it in underneath. A lot of people might blame the post for not covering their men when, in fact, it was the point man's responsibility to shut off the drive, and that kind of situation wouldn't have happened. There's Justin getting beat on the drive. He hit a slick spot on the floor, and there's the dump. Fortunately, the North Platte man misses. Tom Slanta comes down with the big rebound. I thought we did an excellent job last night offensively, especially in the first half, running a couple special plays that we had used and put in for the games. We kind of toyed with them a little bit on a guard cut that we switched up on them on a back cut and got a couple of nice easy baskets. The kids are really looking for the open man. There's a situation where a lot of people might blame that pass on Adam Belau for throwing it, and it's partially his fault, but as a coach, the blame probably lies with the receiver who didn't step to the ball, and you'll see on what you would consider a bad pass a lot of times that's actually the case, that the receiver did not step to the ball. Justin makes a nice pass to Tommy Slanda, and Tom just took an extra step and traveled with the basketball. Again, we get beat on the drive, but we're fortunate in the fact that North Platte traveled. In order to get back in the ball game, North Platte tried to press us, and that was one of the very few times that we gave up the ball on the press. In most cases, we handled it real well. In fact, got a lot of easy baskets off of it. And you missed a nice pass. The filmer clipped it off to Ryan Daniels for a nice little shot off of the inbounds play. Justin makes a good recovery after getting beat on the drive, and excellent hustle. Justin broke out of a shooting slump last night. He was 2 for 14 against Lincoln Northeast and then missed his first couple shots against North Platte Saturday night. As soon as he got his first 2 down, though, he was back on a roll. He's probably our best shooter at the JV level last year, and we're expecting him to continue that success at the varsity level this year. Again, you see the press, and there's a pass for, well, what appeared to be a nice easy basket. We decided to take it back outside and work the offense. Right now we have all underclassmen in, with the exception of Aaron Lamsky. Tom Slanda is number 52. Aaron Lamsky has the ball right now, 32. Adam Belau is at the wing. Billy Herms is at high post, and Justin McCoy is number 12. You watch Billy here in the fourth quarter. He didn't get as much playing time as we first thought he would in this game, and that was a coach's error. He deserves a lot more. He's a kid that we're counting on this year as well as in the future. He's done an excellent job rehabilitating a knee injury he received in May, where he broke off a piece of his lower leg, pretty much incapacitated him for 2 or 3 months. So he's done an excellent job rehabilitating the knee, and you'll watch him getting up and down the floor and going after the boards. Does a good job there, getting an offensive rebound, kicking it back out to Justin McCoy. Adam Belau, a sophomore guard, came in against Lincoln Northeast and scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. Although he's only a sophomore, he's playing a little bit better than that right now, and if he continues to improve, could be a key to this year's ball club. Good post defense by Bill. We're doing a much better job offensively recognizing scoring opportunities, 3-on-2 situations, 4-on-3 situations, and also recognizing when the scoring opportunities aren't there and running set plays to get things open. Justin does a good job reading the defense and goes right up their back. Josh Patterson, 5'9" sophomore guard, is now in the ball game, as is 6'8" sophomore number 50 Doug Brandt. Ryan Hughes, number 22, who's been playing a lot of JV ball for us, is getting a little taste of varsity action as well. The nice thing about this squad is the talent level doesn't drop off too much in the first 12. And that's kind of a good news, bad news situation, because we don't have enough minutes in the varsity game to accommodate all those people. So we've asked 5 of those kids to play a little bit of JV ball and then get a taste of varsity action whenever we think we can get them in there. Ryan Hughes with the drive, dish back to Doug Brandt, reset the offense. Missed the post. He was open a little bit early. Bill does a good job with the recovery. Billy gives up the baseline there, and it results in an easy basket for him. For being underclassmen with not too much varsity experience, this group did an excellent job of moving the basketball and looking for the good scoring opportunity. Ryan Hughes takes the J. It's just off. Bill Herms gets a nice rebound there, as does Doug Brandt. Got the foul, and I think he put in one of the 2 free throws. 2-on-1 situation. Ryan takes it right at the hoop. Unfortunately misses it, but there's Billy for the rebound. Josh Patterson just short on the jump shot. Ryan Hughes got fouled on that play. Nice steal by Adam Belau. Ryan had the shot. That's pretty much the end of the ball game.
Hey, Joe, that was great. Thanks so much. You, I think, might have missed your calling.
Well, it doesn't work out.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for...
Tune in next Tuesday night at 7 for more Catching Up with HPS.